Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and my cat really loves watching YouTube, so I thought in accordance with me watching less and being on social media less, she could take over and watch the programming she enjoys. But today I actually wanted to talk about acrylic art mediums. And there's a couple things I want to note. So first, mediums are actually different than additives, and this is very important. Additives don't actually contain any acrylic binders. So mediums can be added in any amount for the desired effect that you want to achieve, but additives actually weaken your color within your acrylic paint. And they actually weaken the adhesion of the paint to the surface. So make sure when you are using additives that you read the directions very, very carefully and you don't go too wild with it. So the first medium I want to talk about is gloss medium. Now, gloss medium can be added to your paint, and what it does is it enhances the sheen and the luminosity. So this actually thins out your paint and makes it much more transparent and gives you that effect if you want to try and work on glazes. If you're really interested in how Da Vinci painted, gloss medium would be a great little additive to your paint to work on that process. The second one I want to talk about is matte medium. Now, this can be added to your paint and it gives a very subtle, non-reflective finish. And you can mix. So if you don't like your art super shiny, you can add matte medium. But a real fun thing that you can do is you can mix your gloss and your matte mediums together and you can make a sort of semi-gloss. So you can experiment with the ratios of the gloss and the matte mediums together to get the look you want to achieve. Glazing medium, which is sometimes called glazing liquid, and different companies call these different things, also makes your paint more transparent for glazing. Now, Golden makes glazing medium in a satin and gloss sheen, so you can have your own desired effect from that company. Gel mediums. Now, gel mediums thicken your paint so you can keep your brush strokes. So if you really like the look of brush strokes in paintings, but your paint feels too thin, a gel medium would be great for this. It also adds and enhances your adhesion, making it great for collage. So if you're interested in works like from Joseph Cornell and adding more collage elements into your paint, a gel medium would be awesome. And it also comes in gloss or matte finish, and it also comes in different textures. So modeling paste or molding paste, and again, this depends on which company it is to what name they use, thicken and harden. So this is a gel medium that builds up a three-dimensional effect or relief, and you can just keep going larger and larger with some molding paste and modeling paste. And if you're interested in collage that has sort of where you add three-dimensional objects, molding paste would be the desired medium for this. Now, there are different types of molding paste. There is coarse molding paste, and this has a grit within it and it dries kind of gray. And this texture is great for drawing on top of or using pastels on. So if you don't have pastel paper or you don't care for the grit of certain pastel papers, you can add a coarse molding paste to your desired surface and create that for drawing and pastels. Light molding paste would be used for thick impasto layering. So if you want to create sort of like fluffy peaks of paint on your canvas and you're really worried that the weight might pull the canvas off its stretcher bars, a light molding paste would be what you want to use for that. So those are just a couple of them. As far as texture gels, so texture gels are an additive that imitates textures like glass beads or ceramic stucco or sand. And you can also add items into these if you want to create a different look. So these can all be sort of tweaked. Like if you want to add more sand to it or sawdust and create a different texture, you can do that to texture gel. Now, Pumice gel, which is also called ceramic stucco, you can add this to other gels to change transparency and absorbency. And if you're not pleased with the layer of the amount of pumice, you can always add more pumice to pumice gel. So that's something that can be done. Now, retarding mediums are a product that slow down the drying time. So if you want your acrylic paint to behave more like oil paint, this is something you would want to use. Now, here's the thing, this is an additive, this isn't a medium. So you're going to want to follow the directions very, very carefully. But if you're looking to really get into blending techniques and work on that in a slow, methodical way, and you don't want to see certain effects and you just want to sort of just work on this one skill, maybe this is a short-term goal to build out towards a long-term goal you want to have, then a retarding medium would be great for that. Another product would be a flow improver. Now this has many names depending on the company. It could also be called a wetting agent or a flow aid. And this is another additive. So please read the instructions. Use this in small amounts. And what you would want to do for flow improver. So instead of adding water to your acrylic, if you're doing a huge acrylic painting and you need a huge expanse painted in one color, instead of thinning out your acrylic paint with water to cover this huge area, you could use a flow improver. And what that actually does is it breaks down the surface tension inside the paint. And this way you don't actually reduce your paint strength or compromise the finish. So sometimes you don't want to thin your acrylic paint out with water and have it look more like a watercolor, and flow improver would be perfect for this. Now, for gels and pastes, so you can combine gels and paste together. So you can kind of get, excuse me, the transparency of gels with the opacity of pastes, and you can get different textures. And you can create interesting textures doing this. Experimentation within these products is key to figure out what you like and don't like. Now there are hybrid products. So for example, Golden makes an extra heavy molding paste. And this is a mix of actual paste and gel. And so when you apply it really thick, it's opaque. And when you apply a thin layer, it's translucent. So within all these things are other products as well. The last one would be Iridescent Medium, and that sort of adds a pearlescent effect to your paint. And the best way to see pearlescent effects when painting would be to use it with really transparent colors and paint over a dark underlayer. So I hope this helped. I hope this was interesting. I hope you enjoyed watching my cat watching birds. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.